Perfect.
When Dr. Norm Detillieux graduated from Chiropractic College in Toronto, he chose to open a practice in Nanaimo. But not your typical practice. The Lifehouse is a place where the client is the healer, and the aim is not to cure the disease or fix the problem.
Healing is more about a process. It's a journey of getting better, whereas curing is an event, which is going to look at numbing out or drugging out, taking care of that isolated symptom or disease, and then often people go back to living the exact same life that they were before without making any real significant changes. So in healing, this is the part that I love about the work that I do. I'm looking at creating or helping people make changes in their life, in their lifestyle, their relationships, and all of that, which what I see, that is why they get ill in the first place. Stay in that gateway. Right there, that's it. Big breath in. And then just open that C5. Great. I want you to find a bit more flexion extension. The easiest analogy I can use for this, you walk into a dark room and you want to get rid of the darkness. You take out your sword and you try and fight the darkness, or you can flip on the light switch. Same thing happens in the body. You can sit there and fight disease all day long and not necessarily have a well-being. But the moment you turn on life or light in the body, all that isn't vanishes, it melts away.
This approach to chiropractic work is called network spinal analysis, and in Nanaimo it is also practiced by Dr. Helen Bergstrom.
Your brain and your nervous system is your interface between your environment, so that's what helps you read and respond outside, your outside environment and your inside environment. So how you perceive the world, whether it's a scary place or a safe place, that has to do with your brain and nervous system and how they're responding to that. Also your emotional centers, your brain and nervous system are working with all those functioning. So when we look at sort of the deepest can go, we're talking about that whole connection, mind, body, and spirit.
Okay. Working your breath right down into the tailbone right there. That's it.
The biggest thing that's happened is I've got more space in my body, and I smile. I hadn't realized I hadn't smiled in years. A month and a half later, I'm out of pain. The process is I learned how to smile.
Well, the first time that I came for a session with Dr. Norm, the work that he did on me brought up this bubbling of joy that I couldn't stop laughing through the whole thing. I was giggling and I was just so happy. He could barely get a word in as I was sitting there, right? And so as I've been coming, that's been allowed to express itself more and more and more, where that's just a part of who I am. It's like coming here has lifted the sort of the dark clouds that I sort of kind of carried around with me.
Let it drop. For me, my job is 80% listening and 20% doing. So it's so important for me to connect with, to hear people, to really get a sense of where they are in their life. And once I slow down and listen and connect with people, it's so easy from there. And I think that is one of the pieces that we're so missing with many of the people who are providing this health care right now, is that connection and that listening. Open this a little bit more.
It's sort of like coming here reminds me who I really am, and so it's like a memory that I take away with me so that I can access it when I'm away.
For The Daily in Nanaimo, I'm Kait Light.